Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. So what's up, everybody? I just want to thank you all for checking out my studio production video today. And man, I got an interesting topic I want to discuss today about Sony and the precarious place that the X is going to put the PS4 in. And I think this is something that a lot of, guys are not really talking about, or they're not really even thinking about. And of course, as you guys know, that's what I do. I dig into those things that a lot of people may not be thinking about. So, man, I wanted to go ahead and paint a picture for you guys, man. So, and start out just like this. Think about this. With the X launching, right? The X is going to be for consoles the golden standard. Now that's why I did my video on the new golden standard, because that's what the X will be. So you got to think about where the lowest common denominator on the console side will now fall. Where does that fall? If you really think about it. If you really think about it, it falls with the standard PS4 and the standard Xbox One, right? They're pretty much the console equivalents of what the lowest common denominator will be now. But think about the position now that Sony is in. Okay, so you think about this. The most consoles sold on Sony's platform is the standard PS4. We know that the PS4 Pro, basically was a failure in regards to actually it becoming a true standard and actually really pushing or driving PS4 sales. It just really didn't do that. It didn't really take off. And I think that's been made pretty obvious with now the X releasing and just basically, just slapping the hell out of it on the first couple of days. So that tells you right there, it just really wasn't very dominant. So the thing is, think about this. You got the PS4 Pro, which is a half step and is basically pretty much at this point, irrelevant and obsolete in regards to the golden standard of consoles. I mean, it's really just, a half step measure, and it's not going to match up to the X in the slightest. It's always going to fall behind every single time. So imagine anybody who's looking at that right now, who hasn't really this holidays or beyond, who's looking about what console they're going to get. And they're looking at their options and they see the PS4, where it's like, okay, it's kind of like the lowest common denominator. Then they're looking at, oh, well, maybe I can get a PS4 Pro. But yeah, it doesn't look all that much more different from the PS4. Then they look at the Xbox S and, oh, it looks nice. And, I like it. But I mean, it's pretty much on par with the PS4. Then they look at the X, and the X is like, man, it's like on straight beast mode. I mean, it's PC quality. So yeah, they're paying a little bit more for it, but they're getting their bang for their buck. Which one do you think they're really going for? You know what I mean? Which one you think they, even if they got to save up a little bit more money for it and get, what do you think their choice is going to be? See, you got to think of it from the standpoint of when people are looking at what they're getting for their value. You got to understand, most people are not going to say, well, it's $100 more to $150 more, but I'm going to get the lesser console that's going to have the lesser version of games and basically the common denominator version of games, as opposed to I'm going to get something that has the best. I'm going to pay a little bit more to get the best version of all these games and get the best quality. you got to understand, people will just pay that little bit more. You know what I mean? It's pretty much an obvious choice to most people really looking at it. So especially if they can trade in, you know, maybe a console that they got and, you know, get money for it, or they can sell it, especially. So you got to think about that the X has put itself in a position where it's really like the only choice when it comes to console. You know, because they're looking at the PS4 and it's like, you know, and then they're looking at the Pro and it's like, well, it's not much of a jump. And they're looking at the X and it's like, God damn, I mean, that's a hell of a jump. Where do you think their money's going this holiday? Along with beyond that, especially when all these hot games start coming out and looking damn good on the X and just blowing everything else away on console. I mean, it's and then I'm giving you this to think about because this is going to be one of the main factors of what's really going to be driving the X's sales. This is the reason why, yet again, it went up on Amazon in another round and it sold out immediately again. And that's going to keep happening because, you know, what the fanboys don't want to believe and what even some of the media, they're trying to criticize it and say whatever. What they don't want to believe is that there's really a huge demand out there for the X. And this is what I've been trying to say before, that the X pretty much is it meets a very diverse demographic of people. It probably, in my opinion, meets the biggest diverse demographic of people, because it even touches people who would be more interested in the PC. It even touches them. You know how many people who are on a mid to low level rig right now and the X is looking damn good to them right now? You know how many people who are tired of trying to patch PC games or looking for a fix on PC game, or tired of trying to spending all this money on upgrading, and tired of, you know, oh, well, this is happening, that is happening, now I got to do this setting and fiddling with this or that. And they're looking at the X and they're like, damn, man, that's giving me damn, you know, PC quality without all the hassle. You know, looking kind of good. You know, it's, you know what I mean? People have a PlayStation 4 already, never got a Xbox, and now they're looking at that. They're looking at the X and they're like, man, if there never been a good time to jump in, this would be the best time to jump in. You don't think they ain't thinking that? Of course they are. Of course they are. You know, the interesting thing is a lot of the guys who are Sony guys, they're actually more interested in the X than some of the guys who are Xbox guys, because for them it's more of a curiosity of just how good it really is, and they just want to know. And you see this a lot. I see this a lot with the fanboys, man. Instead of them just enjoying their PlayStation or whatever they're gaming on, they're in on Xbox threads, trying to find out everything they can, just talking about it. You know, all the talk right now is on the Xbox, regardless of it being good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It's all on the Xbox right now. You know why? Because Microsoft is the only one doing something. They the only ones right now paving the way and doing something. It's funny to see Sony trying to, you know, put out this thing in the UK where they're talking about a surprise. You know, trying to do everything they can, but it just ain't enough. I mean, yeah, great, you got a surprise. We'll see what that is. You know what I mean? Let's see. Now, it'll be interesting what they do, but whatever they do, great, because at least they'll be doing something, you know, to actually try to garner some, you know, some excitement for, you know, even people like me. I have a PlayStation. I'm looking forward to whatever they're saying that I could be interested in. Great. Let's see it. Bust it out. But when it comes to consoles, I think X got it covered for now. I'll be looking for a PlayStation 5 later on down the road. You know what I mean? You know, this whole, you know, it's like, that's what it's come down to. It's Xbox time to shine. You know, I think, you know, Sony woke up a sleeping giant at this point, and now they're gonna get crushed. It's just as simple as that. Keeping it real. That's what's gonna happen. That's what is already starting to happen, and it's happening because they played up power for so long. Now it's like they wrote a check that their ass can't cash, and it's coming back to bite them in the ass. And it is what it is, and I think it's a great thing, because I think part of what has made Microsoft so great is the scrutiny and the abuse that they've suffered all these years from media, and from just the gaming industry, just downing them. You know what I mean? Calling them out. You still got YouTubers still right now, these fanboys talking about Xbox is done. It's been done. I was just watching this idiot today talking about Xbox is done, and it's been done. It's just maintaining. And I'm thinking, man, really, bro? I mean, what does Microsoft has to do to show that they're a company that is here to stay? You know what I mean? I don't understand. Like, it's like, it boggles my mind, these guys, man. They just, they I don't know, man. I think to myself, I try to be as fair and level-headed as possible, and I try to, just not really judge anybody except on just the merits of what it is, man, and not really, I don't personally take anything personal, because none of these motherfuckers know me as a person. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these are about video games, man. I'm about the games, man. And about people just enjoying themselves, having fun. And a lot of these guys take it personally. Like, they want to attack your character as a person. It's like, that's the reason why I don't name out names, because it's not about attacking a person's actual person. It's about attacking ideas. You know what I mean? Like, when you say something, if that's not a fact about something, or it's just something that's some total BS, I'm going to call that out. That's not personal. It's not against you as a person. It's against a message that you're putting out there that is misleading or just totally false. I'm just not going to let that ride. You know what I mean? This channel ain't called Keep It Real for nothing. I ain't going to just let that ride. And that's what it comes down to. But it's not personal. I'm not attacking you on your person. I don't know you personally. So why would I don't have no grounds to attack you personally. And even if I did, I still wouldn't do it anyway, because what's the point? You know what I mean? I don't need to attack nobody. I'm fine. I'm happy where I am. I enjoy what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying my games. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying my life, my family. I'm just not that type of person. I'm not a hatred or a mean type of person. I gotta hate on people and none of that. I don't fake and I don't hate. I'm a thoroughbred. So, you know what I mean? Just like T.I. said. So, it's like, ain't no reason for any of that. That's why I don't understand people that do that. They have nothing else better to do. I just don't do it, because I don't see the point in it. But again, man, I would go back to the fact that that's a pretty crazy thing when you think about it. When it comes to the lowest common denominator, you think about the PlayStation doesn't have an answer right now, and I don't think they're gonna have an answer for at least 2 to 3 years. They really don't. I mean, the best thing they can do is just, keep trying to push out as many exclusives as they possibly can. I mean, that's all that's left up for them to do at this point. And I really believe that they already caught on to that. And this is the reason why we're seeing a lot of these games, man. They're trying to crank up games as much as possible. Now, they're going to be pretty dry this holiday season. But next year, I think they're going to try to crank up as many games as possible, which is great. That'll be good, because I need to get some more titles for my PS4. That'll be nice. I would like to see Days Gone. I would like to see Gears of War. I would like to see God of War. Death Stranded, I'm not even holding my breath on that one. Let's just keep it real. You ain't gonna see that shit. You ain't seen Death Stranded till at least another 2 to 3 years, man. That game is, please. We ain't gonna even see Days Gone next year. Days Gone probably won't be 2019. No, maybe early mid 2019, most likely. We'll be lucky if we see God of War. But a lot of people, you know, yeah, it said God of War is gonna come out next year, but who knows? I mean, the way they delay games, you know, who knows? Me personally, if they delay it, that's fine, because I would just want it to be the greatest game it could possibly be. I'm cool with that. Ain't like I'm tripping on it anyway. Even though I don't like my PS4 sitting and collecting dust, it's kind of annoying. But at the same time, hey, I'm gonna be mad if I get God of War and it's not the best it could possibly be. So I don't mind waiting longer for it. You know, because I mean, it's not like I'm hurting. I got plenty of games on the Xbox, and I got all the best version of games I'm gonna be playing. And I really honestly think that's what most people who are gonna be buying the X, that's what they're gonna be feeling and thinking. And for a lot of people thinking that the exclusives of PS4 is gonna really do something to spark up Xbox, PlayStation sales, nah, not really. You know, it's really not, because yeah, I think it's gonna sell as what it is selling. It's not gonna all of a sudden jump up because God of War came out. Like that whole prospect just trips me out when people think that, or they suggest that, or they even insinuate that, because that just makes no sense. Like it's gonna be, think about who's gonna be buying God of War, or even Gears of War, whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation. It's mostly gonna be the people who are already got the console and they're fans of those particular games. It's not going to necessarily be people who don't got the console and who's looking for a console to get. Most of those people are looking at the magnitude of multiplats that are coming out. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to people who don't got a console, which are the people who are going to grow your platform, most of those people are people who don't, you know, they're looking at the multiplats. Yeah, they consider the exclusives, but the exclusives are kind of too far in between. You know what I mean? And also, most of the people who are going to buy the console, you know, most of the people who are going to be getting the exclusives, they already have the console already. So it ain't going to be really going to be a system seller like it used to be. Like that's the market's pretty saturated with people who have PS4. It's not like they have a whole lot of room to grow because of whatever game that came out. Like, that's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so anybody who thinks that's ridiculous. It just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Mostly it's going to be the fans of God of War, like me and others who know the game and been playing and they're fans of it. But guess what? Just like me, I already have a PS4. I'm not running out to go buy a PS4 Pro for God of War. You know what I'm saying? Especially since it basically looks the same. There's not much of a difference enough for me to go out. If it was a difference, yeah, I would definitely consider that. I probably would have just brought it already instead of getting the PS4. If the PS4 Pro was the equivalent of what the X was, but on the PlayStation side, I would already have it. I would have gotten that instead of getting just a regular standard PS4. Hands down. Wouldn't even been a thought in my mind. But you see where I'm going with that? Where it's the same thing for most everybody else too. Like, if the Pro was actually something that was actual full thing, yeah, it would have been, that's no brainer. I wouldn't even have to think about it right now to think about, let me see, should I get a regular PS4 or should I get a Pro? No, if the Pro was what the X is, it'll be hands down, I'm getting a Pro. Because I would want to play all the best versions of the exclusives on my Pro, and also play all the best versions of multiplats. It wouldn't have mattered whether it was Xbox or PlayStation. I would have gotten that. That to me sells me. That's done deal, man. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's pretty much for everybody. You know what I mean? Especially neutrals. Especially, I mean, they're just going where the value's at. Simple as that. You could talk all types of crap about how much $500 is, but if you got something that's valuable, $500 don't mean nothing to something that's valuable. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what it comes down to. So yeah, man, I just wanted to break that down. That was just a thought that I had. I want to share that with you guys. See what you guys think. This is something I haven't heard anyone really talking about. Haven't heard any other YouTubers, anybody even talking about it. You know what I do. I try to do original pieces like that. Spark some conversations about stuff that people are not really talking about. But yeah, the idea of that the lowest common denominator, you got to think, when they think of why get a Pro, and then the PS4 now is, the Pro is already marginalized. So, and then the PS4 is the lowest common denominator. So when you're looking over your options, you're looking at the Pro, where it keeps getting matched up with the X in the PC, and it's looking like the least powerful console. It's looking like dog crap compared to the X in the PC. And then you're looking at the regular standard PS4 that looks even worse. So which console are you getting? I mean, that's the end of the day. That's what it's gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? So if you're really thinking about that, once that takes effect, yeah, you're gonna see. I mean, the fanboys gonna be in the uproar. It's gonna be all out chaos, man. It's gonna be, but it's just how it is. And so I'm gonna be the first one to call it on this one, because I haven't heard nobody else really talking about that aspect. But yeah, that's a ugly picture for Sony fanboys. But for gamers in general, just if you a straight up gamer in general, you should be excited, because the fact is, you want to see, consoles pushing the envelope and pushing the industry forward. So yeah, man, that's my video on that, man. I want you guys to go ahead and hit me up in the comment box. Tell me what you guys think. If you dig your boys' content, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, man. But this is Jay. I'm always keeping it real. Until the next time, man. This is Jay. I'm always keeping it real, and I'm gone.